guys, and welcome to the pull list section of this week's Coffee and Heroes show. I'm going to be taking you through my pull list for the 22nd of December. So this is going to be the last release week for the year. No deliveries due next week. Very few titles scheduled for that week as well. So we basically have everything in stock to take us to the end of the year. So yeah, really good mix of DC, Marvel, and Indie. It's a relatively decent sized pull list for me this week, so I'll just take you through it. First up, we start with Black Panther. We're up to issue 2 of this. This is the Scotty Young cover as opposed to the lovely Alex Ross cover, but I'm under strict instructions from the other half to get Scotty Young covers. Hope she's not listening. But yeah, it's a really good start to this. It's John Ridley, of course, Oscar-winning screenwriter, who's taken over on Black Panther. So again, we're up to issue 2. Issue 1s, we do have a few in stock as well if you fancy jumping onto that. Next up, we have Time Before Time. So we're up to issue 8 of this. This is the Declan Shelby, Rory McConville joint with art by Joe Palmer as well. So again, we're hoping to get that Declan Shelby signing back on track, but COVID restrictions and uncertainty and stuff at the moment, we're not 100% sure when we'll get a chance to do that, but it is going to happen, we promise. Next up, we have That Texas Blood, one of our absolute favourite titles, of course. Chris Konam, Jacob Phillips. And I like how this one is subtitled a Christmas special, so to me this is going to be a wee one-shot issue. Next up, from John to Sue, Steve Orlando and Rubine, is Search for Hugh. This has been a really fun series. It's just done through Aftershock Comics. It's just one of those it's almost like a Hong Kong action movie. But it's been really, really fun so far. I think it's just going to be 5 issues in total, so coming towards the end of that. Next up, from Rick Remender and Andre Lima Araujo, is A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Again, one of my favourite titles at the moment. There's very little dialogue in this, which I really like. It's very atmospheric, but a lot of it is conveyed through the art, and a lot of it is like the whole mood is conveyed through the art and the looks that characters give each other. You know, the silences almost say more than dialogue actually could. So I think that series got off to a brilliant start. Another favourite of the store is Radiant Black. You know, Keith and I recorded a new reviews pod last night. There's quite a few of them coming up over the next few days that will release, and we were talking about Radiant Black quite a lot because, again, just such a great series that Kyle Higgins is weaving there. We also talked a lot about New Bird number 1, and out this week is New Bird number 2. This is the Chip Zdarsky, Jacob Phillips. 2 Jacob Phillips titles in 1 week. Love it. That Texas Blood and New Bird as well, so issue 2 of that. We also have Jeff Lemire's Maze book out this week, so we're up to issue 4 of that. Very personal sort of story for him, I think, and again, a title that I've really been digging. Another one, of course, and I have to say I love this cover. So we're up to House of Slaughter issue 3. I love the little peering around the corner of the monsters down an alleyway. These issues are always so beautifully coloured as well. The colours in Something Is Killing the Children, as well as House of Slaughter, are just so important. And then speaking of Something Is Killing the Children, we have Werther Dell'Edera, who's the artist and co-creator of Something Is Killing the Children. Also this week hitting with number 4 of He Who Fights with Monsters. And again, I've been digging that so far. A title that's just pure fun and very much an adult title, but again, it's just good fun. It's sort of adult noir thriller is Gun Honey. We're up to issue 4 of this through Hard Case Crime Comics, which is a subdivision of Titan. And you know it's always good when you've got a little blurb at the top from Stephen King, no less. Next up, we have Adventure Man. So we're up to issue 7 of this. So Matt Fraction, Terry Dodson, and Laura Dodson as well. And issue 7. So if this is going to be the same as the first volume, you're going to have 4 issues to a story arc. So just another one to come after that. We finally got our Venom 2s in stock last week. They're all on everybody's pull list. So of course that's good timing because we also have Venom 3 this week. So we're continuing on with the Ram V, Brian Hitch. And I noticed Al Ewing's name suspiciously absent here. So I think it must be a case of Ram V's just solo writing credit for this issue. I'm sure they map out the story together. Next up, we have Moon Knight from Jed Mckay and Alessandro Capucci. Easily one of Marvel's best titles. Just really good storytelling, and it's good to see Moon Knight given a fair shake for a change instead of just these wee small appearances every so often. A book I've very much been looking forward to means the return of Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar to the world of Conan, and that is King Konam. This is going to be a mini-series. Don't get too excited at this variant though, because this is mine. This is Stephanie Hans doing variants. Stephanie Hans, who of course is the artist co-creator of Die. The main cover is rather beautiful as well. It's by Esad Ribic, so don't be too sad, but I just love Stephanie Hans' artwork. because I also went for issue 2 of Hawkeye Kate Bishop. I also went for the Stephanie Hans variant. So clearly she's got a lot of spare time now that Die has been completed. But yeah, issue 2 of the Hawkeye Kate Bishop series is this week as well. On to a little bit of DC now, and one of DC's best titles, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. This is the Tom King, Bill Quay, Evely book. We're up to issue 6 of this, only an 8-issue miniseries, so we're 3/4 of the way through that. Another one we have is Tim Seeley's Robins. First issue, this was pretty cool actually. Again, we chatted about it on the reviews podcast, so you can check that out. Went into great detail on number 1 for it. So yeah, really enjoying that. It's just going to be 6 issues in total. It's another wee mini-series. Speaking of 6-issue mini-series, we have Refrigerator Full of Heads, which of course is the follow-up to Basket Full of Heads, the Joe Hill's Hill House Comics title. This one of course set a year after those events, and it's been pretty fun so far. The next issue is one that's going to cost me a fortune this week because I needed 3 copies of it. So Nightwing 87. This is a really ambitious issue. This is an issue where it is essentially one long image that our characters run through the whole book. So the reason I have 3 copies of it is I'm going to commit sacrilege and open 2 of them up, take the staples out. I can see Vicky shaking her head in the background and me talking about this, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be awesome. And then I'm going to lie the whole thing out. But I will, of course, keep 1 copy for reading as well. So Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo there. Next up, we have, sadly, we are seeing Ram V saying goodbye to Catwoman. This is the last issue from Ram V. It's Casper Weingard on art. And again, I always go with the Jenny Frisson variants for that. We're up now to issue 9 of Batcat. Issue 9 is the last issue that Liam Sharp is doing the art on. I've more than enjoyed Liam Sharp's art as stand-in for this, but I'm really looking forward to issue 10 because Clay is back on art duties for that one. Really keeping an eye out for that next month. But in the meantime, I will enjoy this, and I think that Clay cover speaks for itself. It's just stunning. And then we have 2 silly sized books to finish off with, as Keith might say. First of all, we have Batman One Dark Knight. Again, I've went with the variant for this because I'm just a variant whore, clearly. So with this one, it is done by Cliff Chiang. The normal art cover is done by Jock, but we're getting all that sweet Jock artwork in the inside pages, so I just went for a different cover with that. And then to finish off, this is making a late surge for one of the titles of the year for me. I adored the first issue of this, which is Catwoman Lonely City. Cliff Chiang, who did the variant I just discussed for Batman One Dark Knight, is the writer, creator, and artist on this one, and it's basically set with a Catwoman who's 10 years older, and it's set in the Gotham where, you know, Batman's dead, the Joker's dead, Nightwing's dead, Commissioner Gordon's dead, and the city's pretty much up for grabs. So again, love the first issue of that. So yeah, that is my pull list for this week. Of course, there's other stuff beyond what you see there. You know, you've got things out this week like Wolverine, things like Star Wars Darth Vader, tons of indie books out this week as well. So there's a ton of stuff there that, you know, I'm not on, but is also out this week. So again, all these titles will be available from the 22nd, the new comic book day. Last new comic book day before Christmas, of course. So anyway, as ever, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it proved useful to keep you guys up to date with what is coming out. And hopefully I'll see you in stores soon. So take it easy out there, and I'll see you soon.